Hey everybody, welcome back to BIGRED EDC. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Wee knife, another big Wee knife. As a matter of fact, one that's got some pretty good size behind it. If you remember, I just reviewed the Blackow and their window lock system, another pretty large folding knife from Wee. Well, it must be Wee week, for me anyway, from the pass around group, because this does come via the Apex Pass Around Group. So thank you very much to the Apex Pass Around Group and Wee Knives for providing this knife. Now, this knife has probably had its name pronounced many different ways. And after speaking with the designer, Alessandra DeSantis, this is the Wee Hecate. And from here on out, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. So let's zoom out and take a look at it. Now, as I said, this is another really... The Hecate is a really, wow. It's a big chunk of titanium, is what it is. You see there, you've got this really contoured and milled titanium handle. Very good size titanium backspacer with the name Hecate on it. You do have a stainless steel glass breaker there. Lanyard hole. Again, a milled titanium pocket clip with the contouring that if you look at it, look how the contouring on the pocket clip, it matches up pretty darn good with the contouring on the handle. You can see how the lines kind of continue there from the handle onto the pocket clip. I found that fairly neat and a really nice attention to detail in this knife. And that's a little bit off. Kind of, sort of. I mean, if you look at it this way, it's not. If you're just looking at it straight on, those lines follow pretty darn good. And I just thought that was very interesting. Now, again, it's a Wee-built knife, so as far as construction and build quality and everything else, not even remotely going to question it, because Wee has proven themselves time and time again that they know how to build a knife. But that titanium pocket clip, right hand, tip up carry only. Not overly deep carry, and with that glass breaker on there, it does protrude a little bit more. You have a frame lock with a steel insert. Nice flipper. As you can see there, you've got plenty of jimping on that flipper tab, which we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit later. Very nice action from the Hecate. I mean, a little bit of shake, a little bit of roll. And I mean, that's a good sized 20 CV blade there. Again, as you can see there, the handle and the blade have got that nice gray stone-washed finish on it. Looks, I mean, the finish is really nice. Really well done. You do have a nice kind of, you've got the ramp there to lock you in. But if you wanted to get forward on it, now for me, my hand isn't maybe necessarily quite big enough, because if I try to get up there, I'm feeling it right in here. So for me, that probably wouldn't be an option, but definitely that ramp with that jimping right there, there's not a lot, but it's pretty well done. Feels really good. Now, if you want to get forward on the blade, I mean, this is a pretty good sized blade to use for a draw cut, but that cutout and kind of that, I mean, you've kind of got a harpoon reverse tanto thing going on there. I like the shape of the blade. There's the Hydra knife designs. That is Alessandra's design company, Hydra Knife Designs. But it is kind of a wicked looking blade, and I dig the way it looks. I mean, if you remember with the 940 and stuff, I do kind of like that whole reverse tanto look. But you can definitely, in the cutout on the spine, you can definitely get some good control with it if you choose to use it in this manner. If this is the grip you so choose to use. Let's take some measurements. For the sake of argument right now, I'm not going to include the glass breaker. But overall, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches pretty much to the T without the glass breaker. If you add the glass breaker, you're pushing more towards 9 1/4. Your handle, including your lanyard hole on the back spacer, I mean, you're pushing just over, I mean, you're almost, well, probably 5 1/8. We'll give it that. 5 1/8 on the handle, which is going to give you a blade length of about 3 7/8, the way we're talking about it, and cutting edge, you're looking at about 3 5/8. Grip length, natural grip length, you're looking at 1, 2, 3 and about 3/4 from point to point. I mean, you probably could get over a little bit without too much discomfort. If your hands were larger, I obviously don't need that because that's how it looks in my 3 3/4 inch hand. I have plenty of room on this knife. Let's get a weight on it real quick. Big knife, gonna have some weight to it. I didn't think it didn't feel overly excessive to me. So 5.4, almost 5.5 ounces, or 154 grams on it. We'll take a look at the pocket clip. Pretty nice in and out of pocket. Now, with that glass breaker, you do have, I mean, you're talking about 3/4 of an inch, roughly, coming out of your pocket if you add that on. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, about 3/4 of an inch sticking out of the pocket. About a half if you're going to ignore that. But I mean, it's there. It is visible. So, good retention, nice. I mean, it's got a nice ramp on it. Very nice in and out of pocket. It is a bigger knife, so it is going to take up a little bit of room in the pocket. I didn't find it to be cumbersome or anything like that. I mean, you guys know me. I like to carry the smaller, slimmer knives. But this one, it really wasn't an issue for me. Oh, let's do some size comparisons. Here's one for you. Just because I have it laying here. There it is up against the bug out. So obviously it's quite a bit larger than the bug out. And I never keep this guy out, but there it is next to the PM2. So a bit larger than the PM2 for sure. Not a lot. You're looking at, if you got your pivots lined up, which it looks like we do, I mean, you've got about a 1/2 inch more on the blade and probably a 1/2 inch more on the back end. So maybe about 1 inch is what it's got it by. So overall, as I said before, guys, it's a we-built knife. As I say all the time, I've gotten to the point where I don't even question Wee's build quality, really. I mean, you have to look at a knife and rate it, but I mean, there's a lot of contouring on this knife. There's a lot of room for uncomfortable edges, we'll put it that way, and there just isn't any. There's just not. If you see there, you've even got some jimping on the frame lock. It's done very well. Even your relief here, there's that I could find sharp edges on every once in a while. No, doesn't exist. Not on this one. The only sharp edge is probably going to be right there. And the glass breaker's kind of supposed to be that way. It's what it's for. So other than that, the screws are countersunk really nicely. Yeah. I mean, just because of the contouring and stuff, it might be countersunk almost a little much there. But I mean, like I said, that's just due to the contouring. But if I had I do have a nitpick with this knife. And I discovered this when I was checking out the Hecate at Blade Show West. And that was the whole reason why I wanted to get this one in hand in the pass-around group. Could be the same one. I have absolutely no idea. But as I said, the jimping on the flipper. In this, it's not bad. It's not overly aggressive or anything. But if I grab it here, I notice it. I notice this jimping in my grip. And if you're using a hard use knife, that could be an issue. Over repeated heavy use, that will definitely, to me, could be an issue. Now, my buddy Dave, DJM Blades, on Instagram, him and I have talked about this knife at length, quite a bit. And he said his smoothed out over time. Could you do it yourself? Yes, you probably could. Take a little bit of emery cloth or something like that and kind of tame it down a little bit. Yep, you most definitely could. But going back to we build quality, that fact, it kind of surprised me a little bit. It really did. Would I call it a deal breaker on this knife? No, not really, because it is rather easily fixable. It's just, I don't know, maybe I think I have to nitpick a well-built knife. I don't know, but it was just something that I noticed. And if I notice it, I'm gonna point it out. But other than that, we didn't talk about the choil. I mean, it's done really well. Let's face it. But no, the Hecate it's a pretty wicked design. Honestly, there was a lot involved. There's a lot going on with this knife, with the contouring and the blade shape and everything else, and just the lines on the knife. To me, how that pocket clip and that handle, the lines on it mesh up so well, bravo. It was really well done. I mean, look at it. Your lines line up pretty darn well. And now, that probably could play in to the price tag on the Hecate, because it goes for about $260. Pretty much from any of your retailer. So, Blue liked it. He gave it his standard 8.5. Nothing he can really pick out about it, or I mean, it's a big knife. It's definitely not my type of everyday carry knife at all for me. Is it a good knife? Without question. It's a we-built knife, again. Very well done, except for the one little minor hiccup. That's fixable. But all in all, it's a really well done knife. And I applaud We for the manufacturer, and I applaud Ms. DeSantis for her design. Very well done. But thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, thank you very much to we and the Apex Pass Around group for allowing me to review this one. Greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. You know I love talking to y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.